In this lecture, let's look at another flow along surface, and we'll also look at something more advanced, analyzing tool. In your homework, you should construct something different than the surface that's already in the file, and it's very easy to build a surface like this. You just first draw any curve or anything and repeat them and extrude them. So I think this is probably a block, and then you need to very simple just to extrude them. Then you should be able to get something like this. So I'm going to undo. So this flow along surface, apparently this is the surface, and the build of the surface is very simple. You have a 4 curve here, so you select all 4 curve, and you build using a surface from the edge curve. And of course, actually this one is a little bit different surface than this if you look at the construction line, but that's pretty much how this surface is built. You could also play with a different surface without using the original surface. However, you need to at least build a different pattern. From here, it's very simple. We just go and click on flow along surface. Sorry, I'm in the wrong tool. Should be UDT. UDT is also flow along surface. It has a little bit more than flow along surface actually. Yeah, there are a couple of them. So I select flow along surface, select object, which is this one. I just somehow clicked and didn't pay attention to where to click, but you need to select object and press enter. Base surface, we can select here, and the target surface I try to select somewhere that's matching my corner where I selected. So this is quite successful, and we're going to play a little bit and analyze on these two surfaces. One is a base surface and one is a target surface. We need to click on Analyze tool, which is the last one at the corner. The Analyze tool, just click on it, and without expanding, you already selected the Analyze. And click on the object, press Enter. As you can see, all these arrows, that's the, if you don't remember too much of this in the future, at least you remember those little white arrows. They represent the direction of the surface. And if you look at the corner, you actually also see a red arrow and a green arrow, and they represent X and Y. The surface has direction and has orientation. So this target surface now is pointing upwards. What we can do is we can flip and make the surface pointing downwards, or we could also swap the U and V, which means I'm changing my X to Y and Y to X, or you can do UV reverse. Means I'm reversing my U direction or my V direction, and U and V means X and Y in this case. So I'm going to flip and make the surface pointing downwards and press enter. And let's look at the other base surface. I just select the base surface without selecting the pattern, and select Analyze. The surface is also pointing upwards, so I'm just going to keep it as it is. So now I actually have two surfaces, my base surface and target surface, pointing to different directions. So let's try flow again and see what may happen. So in this case, I'm typing in flow and select flow along surface. Again, select my object, press enter, and select my base surface, and then select my target surface. It sort of looked like pretty much the same. It didn't go wrong in any way. So we're quite lucky. Even that, so I'm just moving that. However, I think maybe if we zoom in and look at the details, maybe there's a little bit difference. since we flipped, not very obvious. Maybe then we change the orientation of this. We go to analyze again and we swap the UV in this case. Is that swapped? Okay, I think, yeah, probably using this. Okay, and let's do a flow again.